Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to Olympus Rises, Season 2, Episode 5. Glad you all could be here today. Aren't you all impressed that I knew exactly what episode we were on? I cheated and I looked it up, because that's what I do sometimes. There was a weird hiccup when I hit start recording, so I hope this is actually recording. It says it is, so we'll find out in about an hour when I go to switch it over. For those of you that are tuning in live today, thank you. Appreciate you all being here. And for those of you watching, perhaps in the future, the past still sucks, in case you were curious. In case anyone was curious about that. But without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and get into it because we took a week off for someone decided that it was more important to attend a comedy show instead of the game. I'm lying. Will just missed the session. There was also that. But, as you can see over here in the right-hand side, all the players are here today, so it's fantastic. It's going to be a really awesome game. I feel very good about it. So, I'm going to go ahead and turn on Discord. We're gonna spy on what they're talking about, and then jump right into it.
People are in that field of anything, so there might be many, but I don't know them.
There's probably a handful. Hello, Jordan.
Hello.
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 Hello, Will.
He's here.
I know.
Look at him.
He was basically before almost everybody else. I was impressed. Will, we only give you a hard time because we love you and we miss you.
We do.
Yes.
And also, they could have used your help last time.
We could have.
A little bit.
Mostly that.
Mostly that. That was pretty savage, Megan. I like it.
Thanks.
I like the direction it's heading tonight.
I've turned up, so that's all from me. Boom.
No. You have to stay and roll dice because I don't roll well for you. Remember? For those of you that don't,
did okay. I think he did okay. Other than him like failing that save and getting,
Radiation.
vomit zombied.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. I think when we get to the recap, but most importantly, I want to find out how all of my best friends in the whole wide world have been throughout the past couple of weeks. So, Devin, hello.
Hello.
How have you been, sir? What's been going on with your life?
Not a whole lot. Kind of just been the same old same.
Yeah, the grind.
Besides lighting my mouth on fire on Wednesday.
Oh my god, did you tell anybody that story yet?
No.
Oh my god, that was awful. That was the worst.
That was worse. Yeah.
Devin and I have been making it a point to see each other once a week. And our traditional thing is we're going to go get wings and beers and, have a whole lot of fun.
Like you do.
Like you do. So this recent week,
as grown Americans.
Right, yeah. As an American male who prefers hot wings, yes, that is exactly what happens.
And we've probably found the best place to get those wings.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, so this is going to be a little insight into my life. First of all, I am, for some reason, identifiable as the person who everybody knows at the wing house. Now, if you don't know what a wing house is, it's basically Hooters, but better food. So, there you go. In fact, the first week we met up, just to give a clarification, a random person, a random waitress who I had never met before in my entire life, walked by and gave me a free beer coupon just for being there. And I had never been to this particular wing house before in my life. So, there you have it. Anyway, we walked into a yet a different wing house because there are a couple in the town that we live in. And I got what I always get, which is boneless wings, house on fire, which is the third hottest level, right? And the first time we went, Devin had asked for a suggestion. I said, these are the ones that I eat. I let him, smell the sauce and know if it was too hot or not. He got them. He also liked them. Great. So we both get House on Fire because we're like, that's what we like. We like that flavor. It's hot. It's like it's spicy, and you gotta dunk it in some blue cheese. But it's not like you're going to die hot. So this time we get the sauce, and it comes out, and we begin eating, and we get about to the second wing, and
make some alterations to the recipe.
I look at Devin and I go, just be forewarned, their House on Fire is like fucking killer. Like it's way hotter than the last time we had it. I was like, just be aware. He's like, oh, okay, sure, yeah. So like 4 wings in, we're looking at each other. There are tears streaming down from our faces, and we're like, what in the fuck is wrong with us?
We're nearly profusely sweating.
Yeah, like
we're trying to. I'm like almost staring down the bartender, like, you better look at me so I can ask for water, but I'm not going to speak up because I don't want to seem like that much of a bitch.
No, and I did eventually. Yeah. I just said, listen. I didn't even catch her name actually. It was something I forget.
I don't remember.
But I was like, we're bitches and we need water like immediately. I was like, I've been to maybe 15 different wing houses, maybe 100 times in my life, and I have never had the House on Fire that's this spicy before. For some reason, you have the hottest House on Fire that exists in history. So we got our waters. We drain the waters like instantly. We run out of blue cheese. It's a fucking disaster. I'm just like, I'm gonna eat as many as possible.
Did they like fuck up your order or something?
Well, just wait. It gets better.
Okay.
So
I'm literally eating blue cheese, like the crazy blue cheese, not like the blue cheese crumbles, but eating blue cheese off my fork.
Yeah, no, like just eating blue cheese. Like
I'm just doing whatever I can to cool my mouth off.
So bad, so very, very terrible. We both make it about halfway through, and we're like, you know what, fuck this shit. We need another, because it's endless on Wednesdays because it's Wing Wednesdays, right? So we're like, listen, sorry, we just need to get another order. We can't finish this. It's too hot. Like I don't know what's wrong. So we get a different order. So the night progresses.
Significantly milder.
Yeah, I got garlic parmesan, like the complete opposite of what I was going for before. So the night progresses, and as we're kind of winding down and getting ready to leave, the bartender, she comes up to us and she goes, "Hey guys, I just wanted to let you know you're not crazy. They accidentally poured the extreme flavor into the House on Fire bottle. Now the extreme flavor is the absolute hottest sauce that they have." Because apparently we weren't the only ones that got that fuck up. Everyone else in the fucking restaurant who ordered House on Fire got extreme instead.
It's like an entire restaurant full of people desperately asking the waitresses for water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's essentially how that worked.
Yep.
It was tremendously. It was both awful and hilarious at the same time.
Yeah. It'll be a good story to tell the kids later.
It will, yes.
Yeah, if you are still fertile after eating those things.
There's always questions. There's always a concern. You can
sterilize yourself with hot wings, but you're gonna find out, I guess.
Pretty close to it.
Maybe. I guess
I'll go ahead and say Thursday was just as unenjoyable as Thursday was.
That was gonna be my next question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What was Thursday?
The day after.
The day you poop it all out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our wing house story for the week.
So other than that, it's pretty much been the same. So
cool. Will, hello.
Hello.
How have you been? Tell us all about it.
I've been alright. I've been watching House of Cards. I am up to. I'm in season 3 at the moment.
Oh wow, you have been really binging hard on that show then, huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you figured out where everybody goes yet? Because I suggested to you on Friday that you should maybe like brush up on your American politics because it gets confusing in the first couple of seasons.
Yeah, I think I got it. I had absolutely no idea there was an existence of a whip. I just thought it was some kinky Congress dungeon stuff. But
I mean, it kind of is, but no. Like
Yeah,
that's far less of a hypothetical than you think it is, I think.
But yeah, I see what you mean. Season 1, great. Season 2, fantastic. Season 3,
It's a little weird.
yeah, but
yeah,
it's still good. I'll tell you about seasons 4 and 5 probably by next week. But
good. It's a great show. For those of you've never watched it, find someone's Netflix password and watch it. It's really good. Because I just assume if you have a Netflix password, you've watched it. That's just where I'm going with that.
I have not.
Oh God, Devin, it's really good. You would really enjoy it. You would really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll have to watch it then.
That's great. Megan, hello.
Hello, hi.
How have you been?
Fine. I don't really have anything to talk about.
What about the bees?
Oh, right. I had bees in my classroom this week, and hopefully when I go back on Monday, they've either all died or my now entire classroom will be turned into a nest, which would be pretty rad. I'm hoping for one or the other. But yeah, I don't know why, but I had hornets in my classroom, and the adjacent classroom also had hornets. And it's about as you would expect, trying to keep a classroom of students focused when there's bees flying around their head. So yeah, that was not the highlight of my week this week, I guess. But,
also, I heard you almost died today.
Oh my God. Yeah, freaking insects are out to get me this week, apparently. Also, I stepped into my shower and didn't notice, and halfway through my shower I look up and there's literally the biggest spider I've ever seen in my whole life just chilling. So like I screamed and like got out of my shower and just decided, well, I guess I'm done now, and have not gone back into my
clean enough. I'm okay. We're good here.
We're good, we're done. Yep, I guess that is it. You may have my bathroom now, spider. Congratulations, it's a nice bathroom. Have fun.
Like when you show up at a friend's house with like your hair's like still in a towel and like your clothes are there, and like I can't be in my house right now. Like, oh my God, what's happening? There's a spider. I had to leave.
I mean, you joke, but
that's amazing.
But he's just trying to make sure that the bees don't get to you.
It's true. It's true. He's probably saving you from the hornets.
I don't know. I'll take the bees any day. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that was my harrowing morning. But other than that,
fantastic. Matt, hello.
Hello.
How have you been?
What's
been going on in your life?
I am good, but it's still just the science grind for me.
Birthday!
I did have a lovely birthday despite not doing much of anything on it.
Those are the best birthdays, to be honest.
I have a spiffy new cookbook that Meg sent me, and some fantastic hot sauces, and a nice bottle of bourbon that I was sent as well, that I haven't actually cracked open yet, but depending on how this session goes, we may get there. Yeah, so I am well, but it is nothing out of the ordinary in terms of the usual report. Things are going well, but not differently enough to report too much on.
Well, that's fantastic.
I'm getting old. I got a couple more gray beard hairs. Beyond that, that's all you gotta know.
You know, some say that would make you look distinguished.
Yeah. I said as much yesterday, actually, paraphrasing. I said that it looks pretty good next to a nice glass of rye.
The thing about my beard
it wasn't bourbon.
Yeah, I didn't want to point it out, but yeah, rye is not bourbon.
Yeah, I slipped because usually I get so there's a bottle of Knob Creek. I've gotten their bourbon before. I've actually never tried their rye, so I just defaulted to saying bourbon, even though that's not what I received.
But rye is good.
I am curious to get older because my beard is like so many different colors.
I'm curious to get older.
Yeah. No, listen, my beard is so many different colors anyway. Like, it's blonde, and then there's like really dark red hair, and then there's like black hair, and then there's like lighter red hair.
As a fellow semi ginger,
right,
polychromatic beard owner.
Yes, correct.
I can. You don't have much to worry about. It does,
Yeah, it ends up looking great.
It's not a bad trajectory to be on.
Listen, I've seen my dad. I'm pretty happy. So, just to be fair, pretty happy with the way that my life is going to turn out in 50 years.
Yeah. I'm just hoping. So my dad has. I don't know if he still has them, but for a while he had the kind of two on either side of his chin, the like Doctor Strange kind of gray stripes.
Totally.
And I'm really hoping that kind of creeps up, and
then you can just cosplay Doctor Strange.
That doesn't sound terrible.
If not for cosplay purposes, that would probably be advantageous just in general. But
yeah, gives you some unique advantages, sure.
But no, I'm good, but meh.
Sure. Science grind.
Had a good birthday, but
that's good.
am still a grad student. So, moving on.
Good. Yeah, no, my
Hey Jordan,
birthday
how was your week?
Thank you for asking. My week is actually pretty good. I had, I would say, a far better week than I've had in some time. Which is good. I ate some very spicy wings, which we've already talked about, and it hurt me a lot, but that's okay. We survived. Work today was an absolute shit show, just like,
oh my god, please tell this story.
Back to front shit show. At like 10 o'clock in the morning.
That's a really unpleasant mental image that you just
it's what it was. Listen, I ran up 3 flights of stairs to grab an AED so that we could shock somebody back to life today, okay?
Well, did they live?
They did. Well, I mean, they were alive when they left. When they were out of my care, they were alive.
What a morbid thought. Oh my god.
Well, I only say that because she elected not to go to the hospital.
What?
I'll get to that story after the first story. So, at 10 a.m. today, we get a call. Now, you have to understand kind of, this is where I'm going to go. I'm going to do a deep dive real quick into stuff that I can actually talk about. There are different sections of security throughout property at Universal. There's the parks, there's the resorts, and then there's Lowe's, which controls like the hotels, right? Just basically 3 different areas. And we all interact with each other, but typically, like, when something happens in one, it doesn't really affect the other. So we got a call, like, 10 a.m. today from a guest who was given, like, the direct line to the command center, which, by the way, is not how things should happen, ever. Guests should never be talking to those people up there, but, you know, sometimes people fuck up. A guest claiming that their 17-year-old daughter, this morning, notified them that the previous night they were attacked during HHN. Listen, you'd be surprised. This is not the ridiculous part of this story. This shit happens on an hourly basis.
Yeah.
I am going to fucking kill you. Shut up.
And Jordan had to buy like 20% less cat food weekly from that point on.
Correct. Now that's about an accurate number, yes. So find out it happens in the parks. So I work in the parks, which means I had to get in a van, and me and my counterpart, we had to drive all the way out to the resort hotel, go into the resort hotel and meet with these guests. Now the first person we meet with is the guy who called, the dad. He was great. I like this guy. He was like, listen, they're stupid teenagers. They got into some fight, but we felt like we had to report it just because, you know, it's a thing that happened and we wanted to make you guys aware. And I was like, great, cool. we'll go take some statements. Everything will be hunky dory. We'll go back. We'll do a report. Everything's happy. He's like, yeah, you know, they're just dumb teenagers. They this kind of stuff happens. I'm not too worried about it. Cool, awesome. It's gonna be great. So we walk in, and the story is thus, and I'm going to do this as vaguely as possible because it is still like an active investigation and stuff like that. So there's 4 teenagers who were in the line for one of our houses. Somehow they get separated and are separated by a party of 3, a mom, dad, and teenage daughter, right? The party that's behind basically brushes by and says, hey, I'm trying to catch up with my group. I'm going up there, etc., etc. This causes some sort of verbal altercation between the 2 parties in which suspect party, which is the mom, suspect mom, as I'm calling her, claims to one of the girls in the 4 teenager party, you better keep that boy away from me or I'll fucking beat his ass. Okay, good. By the way, thanks for the YouTube strike. So, you know, they're like, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. Like, crazy lady, you stay back there. We're just going to go in the house now. So they go into the house. Everybody goes through the house. Perfectly fine. They get through the house. They have a good time. Everybody's laughing and having a good time. When they exit the house, the girl who was told to keep the boy away, so the victim, this is the primary victim, she goes back up to the woman who said that she was going to beat one of their asses and says to her, excuse me, ma'am, I'm a minor and you can't talk to me like that. You can get in a lot of trouble for that. So, suspect daughter says, no one talks to my mama that way, grabs a handful of hair, and throws her into a fence.
Jerry.
Right? So then, suspect mom rips the lanyard off the girl's neck that has like her little ticket and her little like fast pass thing and throws it over the fence. Like hucks it over the fence. So here's one of the kickers. Nobody says anything. Nobody reports this. Nobody says anything. It happened at 8:30 at night. 8:30. Remember that time. It happened at 8:30 at night. The victim party goes up to one of the event team members and says, hey, we lost our lanyard with our fast pass. Can you help us find it? Okay, sure. Event team member goes and does a search, doesn't find it. At no point did those 4 people, including the one who was assaulted, say anything to that team member. So when they can't find the pass, they then go to guest services and tell guest services, we lost our pass. Can we get a new one printed out? Never one time thinking, maybe I should tell somebody I was physically assaulted in a queue line. Maybe. Mostly, and this is just speculation on my part, of course, because I'm not an investigator, probably because it was 8:30 at night, and the park closes at 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably were just like, whatever, we're just going to go have a good time. Well, the next morning, the girl wakes up and her head's sore because she got her hair ripped out. Wonder why that would be. Huh, strange. And then she tells mom. And mom loses her absolute fucking mind.
Mama bear. I think I told you that.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Mama loses her absolute fucking mind, goes batshit insane on everybody, and causes this whole kerfluffle in the first place.
I don't know that I would say cause.
Well,
cause might not be the right word here.
So here's the thing. Here's what we ended up telling them. Because one part I left out that I always leave out when I tell a story for some reason. One part that I left out is after the victim was assaulted, she grabs suspect daughter by the arm and says, no, you can't go anywhere. We're waiting for security. So we told mother, unfortunately, regardless of what happened to your kid, this is a mutual combatant scenario. Both parties battered both other parties. There's no suspect and victim and good or bad or right and wrong in this scenario. Both parties battered each other and were antagonistic to each other at various points throughout the altercation.
Mm-hmm.
sorry, nothing we can do for you. Now I'm gonna say something that probably only makes sense to Devin, but that's okay. These people are from West Palm Beach. Now, if you don't know what that means that they are rich. We all own yachts, and we ride on them and drink champagne, and it's basically the equivalent of.
We showed up here in a Maserati.
It's basically the Hollywood of Florida, right? Like it's Los Angeles of Florida.
Just Florida.
Just Florida, right? Exactly.
Which is funny because it's really close to Hollywood, Florida.
It is really close. Hollywood, Florida is also, by the way, if you ever go to Hollywood, Florida, don't be tricked. It's not anything like the other Hollywood. It's actually the worst, one of the worst places in Florida. Don't go there. But yeah, so they're like entitled and very aggressive. And eventually, when the police finally do show up after 2 hours of me talking with these people, they tell them the exact same thing. They say, listen, we have no idea who these people are. There's no way we're going to be able to track them down. This happened by now over 15 hours ago. Those people could be literally in another country. We can't do anything for you. We'll file a report, and if for some reason they report that they were battered, maybe we can link the two of you up. Otherwise, sorry about your bad luck. So that was my fun today.
Hurrah!
Yeah, basically that was the conclusion. Was you guys go have a nice day. Although it was funny because guest services, wanting to work with these people and make them happy, offered them all free comp tickets for all 11 members of their party for the park today.
Wow.
Which, by the way, is
a fight at the park.
Is absurd, right? Like, it's absurd. Each ticket is like $150. And HHN tickets, which is what they had purchased, were only like 60.
Yeah.
So, like, they were going out of their way for them. The mother says, "Oh no, we paid for an SAT tutor today, and they have to go to that."
Shitty.
So, like, these poor kids. I mean, they're assholes, but these poor kids. Nope, you don't get another day in the park. You got to go study for your SATs. That's of vital importance at this moment. Instead of taking the compensation, they're like, "Oh, we'll just take a rain check on it." And guest services is like, that's not really how this works. Like, you take your compensation now, or we put in the report you were offered compensation and declined.
Yeah.
Like that's how this actually works. So I left them with guest services and went back to my office. That's my story for the day.
That sounds fun.
It was a ton of fun. The absolute cherry on top is me and my counterpart. We went out to the location that they reported, and we went behind the fence, and exactly where the girl said her lanyard was, it was exactly right there, and we picked it up.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say there was like a scalp,
a chunk of hair
or something.
No,
like
blood on the fence.
Nope. Nope, but the lanyard was there, so there was some credibility to her.
So saying yes, this probably did actually happen.
Yeah. Oh no, I have no doubt that it happened.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that it happened, especially since the victim, and I'm putting that in air quotes, admitted to confronting the people. Like,
yeah.
Like, when you admit something like that, you were asking for an ass whooping. Like.
No kidding. Oh my god.
Like, I don't know what you were expecting to happen there, but hey, there you go.
My favorite part is that there are two guys in this scenario as well.
Yes.
Who just let this occur.
Yeah. They didn't do anything.
What?
And also probably started the whole thing in the first place, because the one piece of the puzzle we're missing, and we all kind of agreed in the office, is when that initial incident occurred. Where
whatever was said when this guy pushed past.
Exactly. That 100% is the reason any of this happened.
Yeah.
So, in reality, it's really these kids' fault anyway. Because I'm sure they were assholes. They're seniors in high school.
And they're from West Palm Beach.
And they're from West Palm Beach. I'm sure they're assholes. I'm sure they're stuck-up little pricks. But hey, whatever.
That's a nice round 30 minutes. Who wants to play Stars Without Number?
Yeah, no, I was... see, the segue here is...
In conclusion, West Palm Beach.
Yeah. Yeah. I called it something much more derogatory earlier, which I won't say because this is recorded, but I'll tell you guys later what I called it earlier.
Don't want to insult any viewers who might be from West.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll let you all know later. But speaking of like cancer in society and also cancer perhaps in your bodies, that was a good one, right?
Not Oscars.
Correct. Everyone except for Oscar.
Oscar is resilient as all get out, even though he got turtle nibbled.
Turtle nibbled, yeah. So last time on Olympus.
Da 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 da. I've decided to go with something different every time now.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Change it up a little.
Yeah, change it up
Variety
a little.
is the spice of life.
Season 2 gets all crazy.
Basically, over the course, it was actually not like looking back at it, we got a lot of shit done last session.
We did.
Like there was a lot of information that was gathered and like a fight that was start to finish, and like it was. I really enjoyed the session last time. But essentially, how it went down is thusly. You all decided that you were going to head up to the 3rd floor and try and see if you could gain access to the room. Perhaps without the permission of Sasha, the virtual / maybe artificial intelligence that exists within the house. Upon doing that, you went to the 3rd floor and the very easternmost portion with the 2 rooms that were designated as the children's rooms. It was Amelia and what was his name? Doesn't matter, he's dead. So when you entered the room to find him,
food?
Havarti,
cheese.
Yes, it was a type of food. That's great. I love that that's what you compared it to. Yeah, Havarti is his name. When you entered Havarti's room, you discovered his desiccated corpse, kind of tucked into bed. So, Dr. Fisher, obviously this being your area of expertise, quote unquote, you proceeded to begin like kind of investigating what may have happened or what was going on. Simultaneously, while that was occurring, Gogo did a little bit of exploration around the room, and upon walking into the bathroom was met with a probably horrendous is a good word for it. A horrendous sight of like dried vomit and blood all over the toilet seat from like somebody vomiting like everything up. And I think almost simultaneously between your combined medicine checks, you both realized whatever this was like contagious, right? It was very clearly like had a lot of signs of being contagious. And immediately Dr. Fisher like, we need to get the fuck out of here. Unfortunately for you, Dr. Fisher and Gogo, or not Gogo, sorry. Unfortunately for Dr. Fisher and Fortune.
Yeah.
And Chan, actually.
Maybe.
Maybe. The 3 of them failed a physical effects save. Now,
not the first one of the session, or not the last one of the session.
Not the last one of the session. So basically, Dr. Fisher, your initial investigation has led you to believe that it might be some sort of parasitic that has now kind of not taken root, but like exposure has happened to you and Fortune and Chan.
And then
Gogo successfully avoided it.
Meg will get this. We go to a place with heavy radiation exposure.
Matt, stop it.
And then
Stop it.
I really have never read those books, by the way. I totally am making all this up like completely.
I know, but it's so crazy.
So perfect.
Well, I can't wait till the ending, because if the ending is on, I will sue these people for taking my intellectual ideas.
Yeah, this is all just like the craziest example. Unless you're pulling both of our legs, like the craziest example.
I swear to God.
Oh no, I fully believe that he has never read those books.
I've never read those books. I didn't even know what they are. I don't even know what the names of them are at this point. I just know that whatever I've been doing in the past, like,
I apologize. Please continue.
10 sessions has been very accurate to that, but whatever. So, Dr. Fisher, you realize that the source, however, is Havarti. And so, kind of escaping out of the room, and maybe you were exposed, maybe you weren't. You know, you don't have a lot of equipment to kind of check for that sort of thing. So it's very hard to kind of determine the extent of what's going on. Just know that something is going on. Or could be, I guess, is what I should say. Obviously, it could still be defeated at some point. The other interesting thing that happened while you were there is the door to Amelia's room was very much unlike the rest of the household. It was a reinforced blast door that appeared to like lead into her bedroom. In addition, when Oscar and Oha approached the door, they encountered an interesting void in what they understand to be kind of normal dimensional area. Would be the best way I can.
There's bad mojo.
Yeah, the best way I can describe it is basically like it felt like the laws of the dimension that you know weren't applied here for some reason or whatever. Oscar equated it to, I think you came up with the example of like that one time when you thought you were high on drugs and you thought you were outside of the ship.
Yeah.
Like in metadimensional space. That's very much, I think, like what this felt like, for sure. Oscar was able to overcome his mental effect save and kind of push through it and you know, go investigate manually a little bit more stuff. Oha, however, did not, and she actually had to remain kind of on the outside. Fortune also
tried to open the door.
Yeah. Fortune also did not. Fortune, like, kind of got this sense of foreboding and like couldn't bring himself physically to like move across the threshold.
What's the matter, buddy? What is it?
I got the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
It would maybe be as if I had seen a really large spider on the other side of that door.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a shower spider scenario.
Yeah, I heard that. That's why I said that.
You know, when Megan told me that story earlier today, the funniest part was she was like, I closed the door, but I know that's not going to help because you can just crawl under it. Just fucking laughed. I'm like, yeah, that'll work.
Glad you were laughing at my pain, Jordan. Thank you.
I was experiencing my own pain at that exact moment in time, so by listening to this mother speak, just like use words in any general sense, it was very painful. So yeah, there wasn't a chance to really get the door open because there was some discussion, I believe, that was had about like maybe there's a reason we need to go find these like radiation suits, right? Like these are all designed. Gogo had the session before found like this documentation. This guy was clearly like an inventor or at least an entrepreneur of some sort, and he designed like these specialized radiation suits. And it had already been suggested by Sasha that like having some way to contain Amelia's sickness, or at least protect Amelia from, you know, other sicknesses, because as I've kind of described, I think in brief terms, the Tan race of aliens, they are pretty susceptible to like diseases, simply because they absorb liquid through their skin. So anything that's kind of like in the air also can be absorbed through osmosis, and they don't really have a whole lot of control over that function of their body. So they have to be really, really careful when they like leave planet or when they you know, get into, you know, outside environments. Probably one of the reasons why they are so kind of passive, right? One of the reasons why they probably stick to their home system more than kind of anything else. But regardless of that, you all determined that they were back down on the first floor in the rec area, essentially, which seems to be doubled as a testing ground for whatever various nonsense the proprietor of this establishment can think up, which clearly came in the form of two gigantic irradiated, I should say, tortoises or turtles.
I like turtles.
No, you don't.
Do not like these. These are not good.
None of us like turtles.
In fact, oh wait, actually, Dr. Fisher, you're in a different room, so I'll just show you. Here you go, Dr. Fisher. Pretty over here, just for fun. There, that's kind of what it looked like, Dr. Fisher. Oh wait, is that on the token layer? Yeah, there you go. See that?
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of what they look like. Just for your information.
Good. Super excited now.
Don't worry, they're all dead.
Yeah, they're dead now.
Yeah. Okay.
But
well, I mean, they're still irradiated, but they're dead.
Unfortunately, there were a couple people who failed the second physical saves of the night, including Dr. Fisher, and I believe definitely Oha. Dr. Fisher, Oha, and who else?
Yeah,
was it you, Fortune?
Wouldn't have been
or you
Fortune.
Passed, right?
No, I failed.
Okay, and Fortune. So you all became irradiated. Now, what that did mechanically, just so you're aware, Dr. Fisher...
Oha only failed one, I think.
Correct. I believe that is correct.
Yeah.
What that means, Dr. Fisher, though, is your constitution has been reduced by 1. And specifically for you, sir, it put you below a threshold, meaning that your health also got reduced by 6. Do you see that on your character sheet now?
There it is.
So why?
So I'm glad you see that on your character sheet now. Now it's not something you notice, right? Like most people don't notice radiation sickness. The symptoms aren't very quick in coming. But
maybe in an hour or two you'll have a really funny nosebleed,
or like you're just out of breath for some reason and you're not, like, you haven't really been doing anything, you
get a little nauseous,
your lungs are seizing up or something, who knows. But yeah, the conclusion of that was Oscar finally figuring out how to hit things. And
yeah, I did just fine. These are giant armored, like, quadrupedal tanks. They're not...
Yes, correct. Correct. But the party was successful. Nobody died. And it essentially was time to go back into exploration mode. Also, I realized that cannot be controlled. You can still see Oha, right, Oscar? Okay.
No, I got her.
For some reason, she's not controlled by my Twitch account, so I can't, like, the screen can't see her, but it's totally fine. Also, I think as a simple mechanical note here, very quickly, Dr. Fisher, this map that we're playing on is using the Advanced Fog of War feature that was being used in Siege, but this was actually the first one that I used it on. So as you explore the area, you will reveal the map. Congratulations. Is there anything that I missed? Does anyone think there is something that I missed? I think I actually did that pretty succinctly.
Yeah, that was good.
Before you move, though, Dr. Fisher, I want to have a brief conversation with you. So go back into that room right there. So, Dr. Fisher, your goal was...
Aren't you glad you came back? Well,
your goal was to get as far away from giant irradiated glowing turtles as humanly possible. In doing so, you burst into this room, which is very clearly a cinema, like a home cinema theater situation. There's a bunch of comfy couches and chairs, etc., etc. However, if you could do me a favor and roll me a perception check, there are some actual interesting things about this room that, hearing, like, there's no more clashing of giant monoblades, you have a moment to kind of look at your surroundings. With wisdom, obviously. Although, trust me, I'm going to find a way to give you some con rolls now.
Oh, You.
Good,
I
a 10.
spent my extra ability point on con, and you just took it away.
So, that's okay. I'm sure you can heal radiation sickness at some point. Sure,
Also, hey Will, you didn't roll a 1.
True.
No.
For those that don't know,
High
Will
five.
Will rolled like, was it 5 or 6 ones on Friday?
Yeah, so
It was
Oh,
at least.
Lord, really?
I think it was 6. Yeah.
I think twice he rolled consecutive ones, like where, because in D&D, right, advantage disadvantage displays with the single roll. Twice he rolled double ones.
Wow.
On a D20.
That's
impressive.
amazing.
It was legit impressive.
Will hasn't had the greatest of weeks when it comes to. So, with a 10, however, Dr. Fisher, you do get some information here. The first and most important thing I think you get is you realize very quickly, and probably like cover your mouth a little bit, this room is filthy. It is dusty and dirty and grimy. Like, you can see, like, where you pushed the door, you can see, like, the wave of wind as you opened it up kind of blow the dust around. You can see the particles, even in the dim light, like, you know, filtering through the air. Very, very distinctly not anything like the rest of the house. Now, if you recall, the rest of the house essentially has been, like, completely Spartan, completely clean, no specks of dirt or dust anywhere, because Sasha doubles as basically a maid service, right? Where everything is clean, everything is put back away exactly where it's supposed to be. This room is distinctly different. I think you see that some of the cushions are probably, like, askew. You can see probably, like, there's probably, like, some popcorn kernels that have been stepped on the ground. It's basically like any public theater, public cinema you ever go into. Think about it that way. Which is odd. It's particularly odd for this location that you are currently in. You can draw whatever conclusions you want from that. The other interesting note in this room that you do get, having gotten a 10, is the screen is down, and it's not like a projector or a projector. Jesus, that's not even a word. It's not a projection, right? It's like a hollow screen, right? That plays, videos and movies. And there is actually on it a like frozen frame from the last, like, somebody hit pause on the last movie they were watching. And there's a frozen frame, and you realize that it's not a movie that you're seeing. It looks like a home video or something. But you can see, like, the timestamp up in the top left appears to be maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. You can see that the screen that's paused, you can see that there is a large creature with these very, very sharp, spiky quills on its back. You recognize it as Big Neko. I don't know if you actually saw that, but yeah, you recognize it as Big Neko. And Big Neko is kind of like in these manacles that are kind of like holding its arms together. And you can see that during the like freeze frame, you can see that there is a Tan woman in like a lab coat, with these glasses on. Her hair is like kind of up in a bun, and she is like actively like has a needle in the arm of Neko and is like injecting something in. And that's kind of like where it's free. Like somebody paused it at that point in the display.
Can I leave this creepy ass place now?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can go wherever you want. I just wanted to explain to you what the room looked like and let you infer whatever you wanted to. By the way, since you weren't here last week, the rec room is this way. Sure. It is in this direction. You will discover the map as you go along. There's the irradiated swimming pool, the glowing turtles, and everyone else there, obviously. So
Hey,
everybody,
guys.
everybody can like, yeah, we're back into, now that that little scene is done, we're back into free movement, move around, have fun, do what you want.
Have fun, he says.
In that case, I'm gonna go put on the rest of my suit besides my right boot.
Oh, you mean the ones that I'm holding?
Yeah,
Oh, you picked it
Go-Go
up.
has acquired enough suits for
Hello?
everybody.
Yeah,
for you to all
Fortune's
Get out of
just
this
been
room and
like-
we can do that. How's that sound?
Fortune's been Fortune has been plodding around with one leg longer than the other because he put on a boot
Yeah.
and then decided the whole process was taking too long, and then came out and helped Oscar with the fight.
I helped kill a turtle.
I sure did.
Would you like to pass me a suit, Go-Go?
Tosses you one.
Yay! I begin putting on a suit.
Can you describe what these suits look like? Like how?
Yeah, so they're
10.
so I think that immediately one thing that you realize, like, not in the heat of the moment anymore, is there are different sizes. There's clearly some that are made for like, you know, smaller children, all the way up through like medium-sized adults, all the way up through like very tall, very large adults. And the suits themselves, they probably have like kind of a not a full like bubble dome, but you know, they have like the back piece that comes down the ears and like across the jawline is like hardened plasteel metal, and then like the full like faceplate, like all the way from like the middle of the top middle of the head all the way down to the chin is probably like one single glass piece. It's probably in like a dull purplish color, and I think that most of the suits are kind of this dark kind of steel gray along the metal pieces. They're pretty form-fitting, and they actually have a lot of like adjustments. You notice that like you can undo these clasps that kind of move the arms in and out depending on, you know, your physiology, how long or short your arms are. And I would say that they feel probably a little bit bulkier than especially than the TL5 exosuits that you guys have on the ship. But probably in the same ballpark as the TL4 ones that you've used before. They're pretty maneuverable, I think. And I think that the one other distinctive feature about them is you notice that in addition to like, because all exosuits have like you know, environmentally sealed. These have a kind of an active like heating cooling system that is probably a little bit different than the most. Most of it is probably just like ventilation, right? To just naturally keep you warmer or colder, or like use your own body heat, etc. But these actually have like an active heating or cooling system kind of built within them. So they're probably a bit more comfortable than what you're used to.
Nice.
So Oscar, you know, he yanks his sword out of the last turtle standing, kind of takes account of the damage to himself, and just kind of wanders on over to check in with the others while they're doing all of this.
I think Gogo would be throwing Dr. Fisher a suit and asking, "So where did you just come from?"
Creepy ass cinema room. It's fine. It's fine.
Cinema room? Why is it creepy?
It's been left untouched by Cynthia and is filthy.
Sasha.
Well, shit. Now I have. Hold on,
Guys, he has radiation poisoning.
Let me type. let me type out Cynthia and see what kind of acronym I can come up with. You know how long it took me to make Sasha? Like a legit couple of hours to like break down all of the different ways I could spell out that. But now I have to make a new one. Thanks, Will.
It began with an S. That's the limit of my memory of names.
I
How the heck
have never
did
seen
you
You
spell
should
Cynthia.
know that by
Cynthia
now.
doesn't-
I've never seen Cynthia spelled with an S ever in my
No,
entire life.
Never.
It has
God,
always been with a
does
C.
Will instead of Fisher have poisoning, or
Or is Will still playing
Cynthia?
Fisher?
Will, did you miss us?
Roleplay award goes to Will today.
he's so method. He's
I'm
actually
such a method actor.
Yeah, you're so great.
We love you.
Great to be back, guys.
Will, did I ever tell you you're my favorite player?
So,
Where was it? Dr. Fisher just up here. She's like kind of disappearing around the corner.
Yes, just in there.
Oh, I'm stuck. I can't go through the door.
You and Chan are too wide currently.
Sorry.
you-
Scratching up every time.
Put yourself there. Now you're a little bit closer.
There we go. We fixed it. It's fine.
So yeah, Go-Go, you
Yeah.
see very much the same. Yeah, very much the same.
I think- Gogo would walk up to it and notice that it's paused and try to fiddle with it to get it started. Maybe look for a remote or a panel.
Yeah, I actually think there's it's probably touchscreen, right? It's the future.
Yeah, so I mean, I touched the screen where it would look
Yeah.
like it could.
And the only thing anyone hears is as the TV is on full volume, completely all the way up when she hits play. Go-Go, even Chan is probably he kind of flinches and covers his ears. Go-Go, it probably doesn't affect you at all.
Yeah, Gogo's used to.
Yeah, you probably have
fine.
you probably have
She's
tinnitus really bad anyway.
Yeah.
That
this
happened.
is the first time her ears haven't been ringing in 2 months.
Wow, this is lovely.
True.
Yeah, so you turn it down to a more manageable level, and it kind of is weird in the silence of the house. Which, by the way, the lights still haven't come on, just in case anyone was curious about that. Oh wait, also, you know what I forgot, Go-Go? I apologize. Hold on. Let me
Where's
fix.
my pink aura?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I just, you know what?
Oh no.
The only reason I remembered this is
God.
because I was moving the characters on all the different floors around, and I was like, oh wait, the pink aura. I forgot about that.
That could be
Yes.
tactically important. If I can't see around a corner or something, I'll know that if it's pink, I can't blow it up.
You know, that's a good point. That's a good point. See,
We should assign everyone colors.
They all got matching tattoos, just of different colors.
So I think Oscar flags Fisher down, and he says, "Are you with that suit on? You still contagious? Fucking turtle got me pretty good, actually."
You see, probably Oscar's limping a bit.
Yeah, there's some goo draining down, down
Yeah,
his suit.
the suit has sealed, but when it wasn't sealed from the crushing blow, some of his fluid
There's
leaked out.
probably a stray spark here and there when he walks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically,
And
we're saying he's
holding,
real
he's
fucked up.
holding a med kit ready to toss it to you, but he's kind of, if you could see his face, he'd be giving you the side glance.
Yes, I should be fine and be able to patch you up with no worries.
Yeah, you have exosuit training, right?
Yeah,
You have 0 in it?
I have Spacer, which
Gives.
gives
Right.
it.
Right.
Well-
I forgot that the 0 in Spacer actually does help again with these.
Yeah, and I think, Oscar, I don't get the sense that any immediate danger is about to befall us right this second.
Unless you took the giant noise from the cinema screen to be something dangerous.
No, that's just Go-Go doing
Sure.
her usual.
Yeah. And speaking of, I do want to get back to that because it kind of got away from it.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. As you click play, Go-Go, and then turn it down a little bit. You see this woman is injecting. She's tan, right? So she's got that kind of faint hue purple skin. Actually, her skin is almost like a deep blue. It's that's that kind of shade. And midnight blue is probably how I would describe it. And as she's injecting, there's this strange it's probably a lime green colored liquid that's she's kind of injecting into what you recognize as Big Neko. And as she's doing that, you can see that you can hear, like, from behind the camera, you can hear a man's voice, and he says, "So, is it working?" And the woman kind of turns and looks, and she just she's like, "We will see." And then you see popping up on the holo display, you see like a bunch of readings start popping up, like heart rate and blood pressure and all this other stuff. And you see that they're obviously from Neko, who is like standing very still and kind of looking around almost quizzically, but obviously a very scary creature. And if you didn't see Neko before, I should probably at least show him to you so you know what you're looking at. This is Big Neko.
He's so cute.
Fortune would disagree with you. And you see he's like kind of like quizzically looking around and kind of lets out this weird like low moan, like, and as he does that, you hear the woman like begin to like comfort him, like, "Oh, no, it's okay, Neko. Everything will be fine." And you can see him like calm down and kind of just sit there and wait. And we see the heart rate, which is very high. The heart rate is probably like almost 200. It begins to drop steadily. And as it does, we see Neko begin to like kind of look a bit lethargic and kind of like shoulders sag a little bit. And we see Neko actually like yawn, like a big old yawn. And you hear the man like behind the camera. He's like, "Yes, good. This is exactly what we wanted. Now we have to find some way to have a time release on this sort of stuff, so that hopefully in the future, if Neko ever loses control, we can have some ability to deal with it." And you hear like agreeing, and you can hear like typing on like a data slab, right? From behind the camera. And we see Neko like eventually begins to kind of shrink down smaller into the smaller form Neko that we all have seen before, which is this guy right here. And eventually getting to that size, the video kind of cuts off where you see the woman again walking over in her lab coat, and like gently like picking Neko up and kind of like petting him on his back, with quills, obviously. And that's where the video like kind of ends.
I think Gogo clicks and tries to see if there's like a file or if this is the only video that's queued.
So it's the only one there currently. In fact, so this particular system uses a bit of an archaic method where there's not like a database of stuff that it's pulling from. It is also, you notice, like completely separate from anything involving Sasha. I think you can tell that pretty quickly. In fact, it's probably like you're like looking around and there's a device that looks like some sort of archaic video player, and I think like when you hit a button on it, it ejects, right? And there's probably like a CD or something like really, really old, that we wouldn't recognize. But it looks like it's designed on purpose to kind of be individualized and like compartmentalized, I think is actually the best word for it.
Yeah, I think recognizing that, Gogo seems like this is a great place to have a powwow.
Yeah.
With Dorf.
Does Gogo have any like 1,000-year-old physical CDs like with music on them, or is that something that's actually totally foreign to her?
I think that it's probably a story her father has told her in terms
So she
of
knows
all of
about
his junk diving.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain he's mentioned, I found ones that had,
it's like before
this and described them to me. So I probably think that I've never seen one, but I have context.
Before vinyl came back into style in the recent years, it was probably like talking to your kid about vinyl, right? Like, oh, or it'd be like 8-tracks now, right? Like, we know what 8-tracks are, and some of us might have seen some or even used some, but like that's so outdated. Like it doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah, it's like not even an accessible hipster thing to be into.
Exactly. Like you don't find honestly, if somebody has an 8-track player, you probably sell that thing for a lot of money because they don't even exist anymore, as far as I know.
But that is the definition of a dead format.
Yeah. Actually, 8 tracks probably aren't quite old enough to be valuable yet. Give it another 10 years, and then they'll probably be pretty expensive.
There you go. So there you go. I assume you invite everybody in though, Gogo?
Yeah. I would call everybody and just be like, hey guys, you should probably come here just for a second, and then I'd like pop it back in and queue it back up to to restart it.
Before we head in there, Fisher had a pretty darn good tech med check, and I'd like to roll
that was in reference to that. Yeah, totally. So it's 3d6 health. Not bad. Okay. About average.
Hey, I'll take it.
It's more than double what you currently have.
Ooh, I just disappeared.
You are still there on my screen.
Yeah,
I see you.
I can't see myself anymore, so...
Oh, you're moving.
Well, I'm moving him now, so...
Oh,
God.
do you see yourself now?
Yep.
Okay. That's weird.
Is
do you
this a
close the door, Gogo?
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
I figured.
I closed this door.
It looked like it.
Is this a door?
Yes, it is.
I would like to open said door.
Before or after Gogo tells you that there's a power about to happen?
Damn it.
Probably about the same time. I'm just trying to see what is around us.
Yeah, so it leads into like a little like not storage area, but like it leads into a small little probably. In fact, in here is probably like there's like the equivalent of a microwave to like make popcorn and
okay.
There's that kind of stuff. So like you can kind of have access to it quickly.
Is it just as dirty?
Yes, it is.
Gross.
Wonderful. And that's another door that I'm not going to open.
Yes.
So
you would probably recognize that door leads back out in the hallway.
Yeah.
Because if you can see the map, right? Like so you would.
Yeah.
You would have knowledge of that. Hey, that's the first time that's actually been super useful for you to know. Yeah. Or at least as far as I know. Cool. So you're all in the room now.